Maddie, so what is it like getting off a plane and coming straight into a gym?
I guess, yeah, helps with the jet lag, that's for sure. But I think that's probably why we're so good at like holding on those crucial moments, and like we're starting to win, and we can win because we get off the plane after a win and go like straight into gym and just keep getting better and better.
Yeah, what does it say about the dedication of the team that you're all happy and you all seem pretty up and about in there too?
Yeah, I guess the off-field chemistry, like we all play for each other. So after 2 weeks, we're still not biting each other's heads off, that's for sure. But I think that just shows the commitment we have to the overall goal of winning the Olympics, that we're all willing to come straight in, get off the plane and gym just to better ourselves.
And that win on the weekend, how much confidence does it give the team, but also you personally after the performance that you put in the final?
Yeah, definitely a lot of confidence. I guess we started the season with a couple of good wins, and then Sevens is a game of roller coasters. So we went through the hard times and we're finally coming out the other side. So it makes us more hungry leading into the Olympics, and I think giving us more confidence of that overall goal that we can beat those tougher teams like New Zealand and France.
So particularly New Zealand, when you've gone down to them in 2 finals, I think the last win was Perth. What does that do just to kind of get that sort of psychological advantage of them heading into next month?
Yeah, 100%. I think we've created a lot more depth within the team since Perth, so things just weren't going our way, but I don't think we ever stopped believing that we could beat them. It was just a matter of crucial moments and executing, just as I said, those crucial moments. So I think for it all to finally come in and come together and go our way is pretty awesome feeling, and like pretty calm feeling leading into the Olympics.
You obviously, maybe you remember 2016, obviously the gold medal. Was
Yep.
that much of a catalyst? Because I know obviously you played AFL as well, AFLW, sorry. Was that a catalyst for you, or growing up and watching those heroes and wanting to emulate them for the gold?
Yeah, definitely. I went to a meet and greet and met the girls that inspired me, like the likes of Shani and Charlotte and Elia Green. So I think just that was definitely a catalyst in me playing rugby sevens, and just to meet your heroes and meet the people that now I get to play alongside. So I think the good thing about this sport and women's sport is that it's growing, and now there's more people to look up to for that younger generation to continue or to start playing.
It's to break that record as well, most tries in World Series. I think one since 2000, most for men or women. Is that like a record? When did you sort of become aware that that was sort of happening? Is that something? I know you're all team focused, but what does that mean to you individually to sort of hold that record? I guess break your own record from last year.
Yeah, it was pretty exciting. I guess I didn't have the year I wanted. I faced a lot of adversity, being disciplinary actions, which I've worked on, and it's made me a better footballer. But to break my record at the end was pretty surreal feeling, pretty exciting, especially for how much I broke it by. And then, I didn't know the men and women's record was a thing until the end of the tournament. So it was pretty exciting, pretty cool to do that, and hopefully keep my name up there for a while and for Australian rugby.
I think out for 3 seasons in, I think only Charlotte's ahead of you in terms of Australian sort of try scorers. I guess what's the sort of secret towards just getting yourself into space constantly and just sort of turning those half chances into tries?
Well, I think you spoke about it before. The team inside me is definitely a major secret. The work that they do and the hard yards they do to actually put me in those half spaces, and I think the work we do in the gym for strength and power, so then I can keep continuing to get better, is where I really excel in that collision, and just being able to take on that space and have the confidence to. I think if I see a little bit of space, I get a bit excited and just try and see how close I can get to the sideline.
Madison, it just seems like the belief here is just so high.
Yeah, it definitely is. I think we have such a good culture, and you can't teach that. I think just the bond and the experiences we've all had together. So it's definitely what's getting us through those tougher games.
It's not hard to see that culture. You were involved with the Gold Coast Suns, so you've been involved in professional sports athletes environment. What is it that makes this so special? Is it Tim? Is it, I don't know, playing with your sister? What is it that all comes together to just make it such a great bond?
Yeah, 100%. I think just not only the girls, the staff we have, Frankie, our physio, Tim, Tom, Emily, Terry, I think just the bond that they lift from up top, and then I think just the fact that we all love each other and we're all here for that common goal. And it's funny because we talk about sisterhood all the time, but it is actually you've got 16 sisters, and I'm not going to lie and say that we don't fight, because we're all sisters, but that's the exact, we ride the highs and lows together, and because we train, we call it through the darkness, so we train through those kind of conditions so that when we can come out and put on display our good performances.
Tell me how you... At at the Olympics, it's obviously another step up psychologically, performance-wise. Huge French crowd potentially.
Yeah.
Well, definitely.
Definitely.
How do you manage that personally? I mean, you've obviously done it in a huge stadium in Madrid, but how do you go up to that next level?
Yeah, I'm working a lot with Michael Lloyd, our psych. He's a massive influence with us, but I think just looking at it that it is just another game and not trying to emphasise it for what it is. And we still play 14 minutes, we still step out against the same people we've been playing all year. So not really trying to make it like that big of a deal so then you don't get too ahead of yourselves. And the whole year we've spoken about just taking it game by game. So when we step up, whoever we're playing first, we just take it that game and don't look too far ahead.
Matt, just quickly,
Yeah.
obviously being so in form, are you aware that you might have a little bit of a target on your back?
Yeah, definitely. As I said, with pressure, I think we perform a lot better, but I feel like they'll definitely be looking to try and shut me down. But that's the beauty of having that team, like the team around me, is if I'm not scoring tries, there's 4 other girls on the other edges that do such an amazing job. So if I can set up or help them score, that's my job done. So it's not really a main focus about me getting to the line. It's about what I can do to help the team get across the line.
Tim said before that you could by chance facing France in the semi-final.
Yeah.
You guys sort of like, with 60,000 fans there, do you like to embrace that pressure?
Yeah, definitely. I think on the weekend I actually was nodding my head to the crowd singing Lele Blue, so I actually had to get told to stop nodding my head and dancing to that tune. But it's kind of like you kind of use it to your advantage, the crowd yelling and getting around it. You just tune out what they're saying and you just get amongst it. It kind of helps you get across or get that like little extra go to just keep fighting.
It's hard to imagine just what you've achieved, you know, how young you are. How do you find being that almost, you know, one of the faces of this team and one of the best known in terms of the younger fans who are coming up to you now and wanting to emulate you? How do you find that?
Yeah, it definitely brings a tear to my eye. There's been a couple of instances, especially this year. One that I remember was in Hong Kong. This little girl, I gave her my boots and she bawled her eyes out. And just to have that impact is so special to me. I guess growing up, I looked up to people. So just to be that figure for the younger generation is like truly inspirational for me. But that's why I play, just to be able to inspire the younger generation. And for me to personally, when I first started rugby, I wasn't successful. I didn't make teams. So to actually have that story to help tell people that it's okay if you're not making teams. I didn't make my team, like first team till I was 17. So to just have that belief for them to keep going, even though if at first you don't succeed, just work harder and then you'll get there eventually.
Maddie, I think we've seen such a growth in support of women's sport, but I would say that probably rugby sevens is one of our most competitive sports, like sort of women's wise on the worldwide stage. How do you go into Paris knowing that there's going to be so many Australians just like tuning into their TVs at home cheering you on?
Yeah, 100%. I guess sport in Australia is such a big thing. So I think the Olympics is so advertised, and to be able to be a household name and compete in front of thousands nationwide is pretty exciting. And as I said, hopefully we get the job done and we can inspire more of the younger generation and actually more of the nation to tune in and watch our games throughout the years of like whether it be the World Series or the Com Games to actually get more of a support network.